So one of the things the other side really freaked me out with is when they told me that sin doesn't exist. As a practicing Catholic, I said, but sin is all over the Bible. It doesn't make any sense that sin doesn't exist. And they said that Jesus died to save you guys from sin, Christine. He died. So his death actually had an effect. And so I guess the divine's mission was successful in that he had Jesus enlighten everybody and then pass, raised from the dead, right? And let everybody know what was going on and what was happening. So this is essentially what happens when they're saying that we need to be, quote, saved from sin. You have the scales over here, right? And you have light on this side and dark on this side. So what I'm seeing is that dark ends up becoming more and more powerful in this realm to where the divine needs to do something to balance this scale out again, right? So that's where he actually does intervene, is it's necessary. Light and dark are constantly battling each other. That's why our free will decisions have an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Our free will and our head is in between. So life is like Star Wars, where light and dark are constantly battling one another. So I guess if one force ends up getting too strong, namely the dark, the divine has to step in and try to balance things out again. So that's what he's saying, is Jesus showed up. His role was to be a teacher, so he taught everyone, he enlightened everyone. He passed, rose from the dead, freaked everybody out, and then split. So that's where people are still talking about Jesus. He was a mortal who walked this earth, right? He healed people, performed miracles, right? So that's what they're saying, is that Jesus ended up enlightening and teaching and making a difference for years and years and years and years to come. People are still talking about it. So Jesus, in his process of enlightenment, helped balance these energies out merely by raising awareness and teaching people, okay? So the divine's goal was met. Okay, so me being a practicing Catholic and freaking out about all this, they asked me to bring up some points about sin. Sin is something that you do wrong, like lie, steal, cheat, murder people, whatever. That kind of just sticks to you like glue, right? This sin just like sticks to you and you just carry it around. The other side is saying that's not really the case. And so they wanted me to kind of correct people's perception of what happens when you make that free will decision that results in hurting another person or yourself, right? Well, first of all, there's karma, right? What goes around comes around. So if you decide to run somebody over with your car, it's not just like you go to confession and then the chalkboard is wiped clean. It's not like it's just forgotten about and like, okay, we're square, everything's cool. You have karma. And so your karma is now out of balance with the person that you ran over with your car. And so now it's up to the divine to try to figure out how to teach you lessons and how to show you as a result of that crime that you committed against that person. So your souls being out of balance with each other karmically, the divine has to address and figure out how to solve. And usually that requires changing places with the person and putting you in their shoes. And you really don't want that. Especially if you ran somebody over with your car, you really don't want that. But karma isn't a gigantic shame on you. Like I said, it's meant to teach or show so that your soul grows and evolves and learns as a result of that crime that you committed. Another thing is he's talking about the law of attraction, is we are all magnets. So if you are out there casting darkness at people and wishing evil on your enemies, you are actually attracting darkness to yourself. So you have to be careful doing that because, like I said, you know, law of attraction, we're all magnets. So again, what goes around comes around. And another thing they wanted me to let you guys know is that they're watching. They see everything. So just when you think you're being like sneaky or underhanded at work and nobody saw, they saw. And they're keeping track of those karmic things too. So there's karmic ramifications for any wrongdoing. And so I guess my advice to you would be to apologize to the person and obviously pray for them, apologize to God, whatever, and try to see what lessons you can learn from the situation. Because if you don't learn those lessons on your own, the divine's going to intervene and make sure you do. So I don't know. It doesn't really feel like you can just get on your hands and knees and say, hey, sorry, God, I'll never do it again. That doesn't feel good enough. It feels like you're probably going to have to change places with the person that you wronged. If you were in a position of power above them and you abused it, you know, they'll probably be placed in a position of power above you, you know, and hopefully they won't abuse it when they have it, because they'll actually be tested, but at least you guys will trade places so you can both see things and view things from a different perspective. So it's really about self-awareness and just energetically, you know, paying close attention to what type of energy you're putting out there, what type of energy you're attracting to yourself, and are you treating everybody with love and respect? Because that karma is going to come back to you. You know, I hate to say it, but like, even if it's an accident, you know, if you cripple somebody by accident, obviously that's taken into account, but karmically, you know, if you negatively affected that person for the rest of their life, you're going to have issues there too. So I would love to tell you that confession actually has some sort of effect. I think just blessing each other is a good thing. If you want to bless your friends and have your friends bless you, that's always good. I think blessings in general are fantastic. But when you view it as just like, well, I confessed everything, chalkboard's clear, let's move on. Not exactly. You have something to deal with called universal energies. And universal energies are a pretty tough referee. And they respond to one thing and one thing only, and that's the truth. So you want to make sure you're always, always, always aligning yourself with the truth in any given situation, because the truth is the light and you're holding God's hand and he can always help you. But once you align yourself with falsities, you go over to the dark, and then it's like the divine can't reach you. You all of a sudden become like an incompatible energy with him. So I was pretty freaked out in learning that, you know, obviously, because I spent my life just going to confession and forgetting about it. But I would say it more concerns the person that you wronged and yourself. So try to settle things between that person, or even do whatever you can to try to make it up to them. I'm not against, you know, you guys taking matters into your own hands and doing whatever you can do to rectify the situation and make it right. And then just I guess saying your night prayers before you go to sleep. Because like I said, we're all here to grow and evolve as souls, and sometimes those lessons can be a tidbit painful. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.